Chemistry is used in forensic science to uncover information from physical evidence. In criminal cases, chemists analyze substances such as blood, DNA, and gunpowder residue to attempt to determine when and by whom the crime was committed. In civil cases, chemists analyze DNA to authenticate valuable products and to identify fraudulent activity. Chemists also determine information from unsolved crimes and mysteries of long ago through other means of DNA analysis. The truth is that a forensic scientist is often a chemist. This because the analysis of gunshot residues, hair, or traces of blood that can link a suspect to a crime scene is above all a process that uses the techniques of chemistry, instruments developed for chemistry, and the methods for solving problems of chemists. In fact, modern criminal investigation puts the limits and capabilities of the analytical chemistry to the test, which is a branch of chemistry that focuses on identifying the quantities of substances present in a sample. The forensic chemistry section of the crime laboratory is responsible for the examination, identification, and/or comparison of these types of materials, which may be present at the crime scene, on the victim, the suspect, and other objects. In order to conduct these examinations, various serological, chemical, microscopic, and/or instrumental techniques are utilized. Aside from being used for identification of suspects, the contents of blood on a crime scene can be evaluated to reveal the presence of substances. For this evaluation, a chemist will perform a chromatography test, which uses intense heat to separate the blood into different contents. Afterward, a chemist determines the level of substances such as alcohol or medication that would affect the suspect's actions and motivations during a given crime. DNA forensics is used in criminal cases to match the DNA of an individual to that of body cells left at a crime scene, such as skin cells, hair, semen, and blood. The FBI most commonly uses STR analysis for its cases. With STR analysis, chemists take DNA samples from areas of the crime scene. These are then compared with the DNA profiles of individuals booked in an expansive database called CODIS to identify suspects. Chemistry is often used in crimes involving firearms in order to identify information from recovered bullets and residue. For example, a forensic scientist will examine a suspect's hands and clothes with infrared lights to look for gunpowder residue. If this residue matches that of the bullet found on the victim, there is evidence that the suspect recently fired the same type of firearm responsible for harming the victim. If no gunpowder residue is found on a suspect, a chemical analysis of the bullet can still reveal information such as the type of firearm used and how long ago the bullet was fired. For recent events, forensic DNA analysis uses nuclear DNA to identify matches. However, over time, nuclear DNA material deteriorates, making it necessary to test other parts of the cell. Mitochondrial DNA or mtDNA analysis is used to find matches in unsolved crimes from years ago. In addition, mtDNA can be used to solve claims and disputes by identifying persons and lineages from as long as 1,000 years ago. There are various advantages of forensics. It has a broad spectrum of applications which are very useful to us. Some of these are: it helps in determining the cause of death by examining the post-mortem changes, blunt injuries, burns and scalds on the body, and the scene of death. If it's sudden natural death, the case is investigated by the coroner or a medical examiner. The alcohol content in a human being can be determined by analyzing the blood and other body fluids like saliva, urine, etc. It also includes anthropology and helps in sex determination. Biometrics technology is combined with forensics, which helps to identify the fingerprint of the criminal on the objects present in the crime scene. Despite numerous advantages of this science, there are some ethical, legal, and knowledge constraints involved in forensic analysis. Equipment used in forensics is expensive. Scientific analysis consumes a lot of time, because of which the verdict is delayed. It requires precise and accurate analysis. Even if a minor error occurs in the analysis, it may result in the wrong figure. There is no particular standard to verify the result of the experiment. It requires wide knowledge and intensive study. Interpretation of the analysis differs from one forensic scientist to another. Forensic analysis is not an easy task to accomplish. It involves a lot of hindrances and challenges. This science is not a single independent subject. It's a combination of various subjects like engineering, pathology, linguistics, forensic seismology, forensic toxicology, forensic anthropology, microchemistry, criminalistics, etc. The law enforcement agencies are highly dependent upon forensics to establish justice.